Wow, look at us with our Javas.
Yeah. What do you got? Black brick? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I gotta get used to this mic.
So yeah, first of all, we should say it's the earliest we've ever podcasted.
Oh yeah. Yes. I don't think we've ever podcasted that late either. This is probably the latest we've ever podcasted. If you want to
Late,
look at
you
the
mean
day
in
that
like
way.
into the next day?
Yeah.
Oh, or late in the week.
Both. No, we've definitely podcasted this late in the week before.
Is this your way of telling me that Allie's pregnant?
Yeah. She's pregnant.
We've never podcasted this late. So I took Granny for a walk and we stopped by Black Brick, which is a coffee shop, and the owner, or not the owner, the guy working behind the counter who's like younger than us. It's amazing how sometimes, like with certain people, I could say something like, "Oh, the ceiling! I've never noticed the ceiling. It's like made with all these like sides of boxes, you know, like where your hands go in like an old crate, like this vintage like crate. It's like all up there. I never noticed it, and I was like, oh, I never noticed that thing. And it got to a thing where the last sentence he said to me is, you know, if you let the divine source into your life, he'll show you things.
And he was referring to the boxes on the ceiling?
Yeah. I mean, like it had gotten there slowly where he was just like, yeah, sometimes, you know, like the nice thing about the problem with, you know, waiting in line is it takes a while, but it lets you look at things, you know, it's like, and it went to there and then, yeah. And then then I said like, yeah, there's a lot of philosophy in this ceiling. And he goes, there's actually a lot of spirituality. And then that's how it like started to go into that. Okay. It's crazy. And at the end, it's like, as he like handed me it was like a movie. As he handed me his coffee, he said that like divine source line.
That is like out of a John Cusack movie or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's true, I guess. I mean, everything's imaginary. It's, you know, capitalism is imaginary. Socialism is imaginary. It's all about the agreed upon myth. So I'm sure, you know, believing in the boxes is imaginary too.
I know. I had it in speaker view, I think. So it was just your face for that entire time, but now it's the two of us. That's for YouTube.
Now it's divine.
Yeah, it's nice doing a morning podcast. We got our Java. Usually we're doing some booze, and you held up a bottle of booze.
Yeah, I might put some in here. Why not, right?
Really?
Yeah.
I was thinking that because I haven't done any marijuana ever in my life, but I was thinking if I were to, then it would be fun to do it in the morning again.
Yes.
A wake and bake.
Why not bake and wake? You know, a lot of professional podcasts.
So a bake and wake would be that you smoke weed while you're asleep, like somebody makes you smoke weed, which Danny Lane did to me once in college.
Oh, did
he? I think he was on this thing where he would smoke a lot of weed, and we were roommates. This is like sophomore year or maybe even freshman year of college, and he would smoke it in our dorm room, like obviously through the window, and we had like a fan. And we had what was it called? A sploof?
Yeah. When you put the dryer sheet on the toilet paper roll?
You fill up a toilet paper roll with dryer sheets. And then at the end of it, you put a dryer sheet and you cover it with I think we might have even talked about this, with a rubber band. And then as you exhale, you blow it through. And then you blow that through the thing. So the room would smell like dryer sheet weed. And so he was doing that. And he was like, Case. And I was sleeping and he woke me up and I was like, oh. And then
that's funny. What did you feel?
That was a bacon wake. I don't know. I think I was so tired that I was just like, oh, it didn't register all the way, but I probably had a little high dreams.
You could also bacon wake if you fall asleep with an edible in your mouth and it dissolves slowly.
Or somebody puts it in your mouth.
Yeah.
Like a trusted compadre.
Trusted friend. You know, most professional podcasts do record this early in the morning. Isn't that weird? Isn't that wacky?
No.
I think that's a thing. I think that they do like a real podcast, like not like ours.
No, we're the worst. We should have a Patreon. We should actually do the episodes at the same time every week. You know.
Well, that's the thing. They'll do like 6 episodes a day, and then they're good for a month because everyone's busy all the time.
But that's not us.
No, we fly by the seat of our ass.
It needs to be updated too. Like it needs to be like what's happening right now. And like what's happening in your background right now is pink. You would like to wake up and have pink lighting.
Well, I find that when I sit here and I do the Zoom, the overhead lighting is a little harsh. So I kind of mellow it out with the purple. It's more of a purple than a pink, I think.
Any reason you sit on that side instead of the other, where the light source would be
Well,
hitting
that's
you?
like more in the kitchen. I guess I could flip it around, but
Because
then
I
I'm
don't
like
know if
sitting
you
next
know
to the
much
stove.
about
I don't know.
I don't know if you know about cameras and filming things, but you're not supposed to shoot into a window like that. It's
Like being
taking all the
backlit.
light.
Yeah,
Huh?
is it terrible? Should I
No,
move?
no. Hey, Joe, I don't think
I know,
anyone's like,
I know what I'm doing. I was trying to counteract the backlight with that, and I'm not. I guess I could do this. This is great.
I have like too much light. At certain points of the day, I need to put the blinds down. It's just so sun
What a
kissed.
problem for you.
Oh my God, my
Too much
apartment is
light.
just so
Oh my
sun
God.
soaked that it's like, it's tough sometimes.
I know. I know.
That's a reoccurring theme.
You say that so often, and I'm like, come on.
Sunkissed is a new one. Good soda for when I was a child.
It was a candy too.
Sunkissed?
Yeah, they made candy. It was like a gummy with covered in sugar. My dad's drugstore used to sell it.
Whoa, la di da. Was it Sunkissed?
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Was this the store, drugstore?
Drugstore was called Buywise.
Oh yeah, that's right.
BI hyphen WISE.
It
Buywise.
definitely seems like a front for like
I know.
like
may
a
have been.
like a swingers like orgy room.
It's a lot of fun memories. My favorite stuff of that place was like the bathroom. Was this like really like shitty like unfinished bathroom in the back, and everybody drew on the wall. Everyone would like doodle on it, and there were the doodles there for years.
It's like the staff.
Yeah, but the staff was like my dad and his family, so it was just all my aunts and uncles drawing like dirty things on the wall. There was a pile. There's a picture of a pile of shit and someone sitting on top of it. I'm not sure who it was. I forget who it was sitting on top of the shit. But like they would all make fun of each other in the bathroom, and they all worked together, and there's no one to see it except them.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's kind of a fun thing.
And your dad was like relatively young, so I wonder if he was partying with the staff.
It's really wild to think about how young he was when he owned a drugstore, and I don't even own a car.
I know, dude. I mean, like at this rate, you'll never own a drugstore,
Not this trajectory, no. Not the way
right?
I'm going.
Do you feel sad about that? Like your dad owned a drugstore, you'll never own a drugstore.
The way he tells it, the drugstore glory days are over. I mean, how many people actually own a drugstore anymore?
Yeah, it's weird, huh?
Rite Aid and all
It's
that.
all corporations. Well, my uncle works for Rite Aid, so shut the fuck up.
No, he stole my father's livelihood.
Did he?
No, I think no. My dad sold it to them.
I mean, it sounds like, like on that side of it too, I know it's a grind. Like he has to go to like, especially like when, like I think during when like there were places getting broken into, like, and during like July and stuff, he had to like go to all these like stores that were like fucking messed up and, like help out. And
He's Rite Aid corporate, and he had to go like help him get
Yeah.
back on track.
like, I get it that how sometimes people will like loot like a clothing store, like a Gucci store or like like Ralph Lauren or something, but like looting a pharmacies, well, it's genius, but if you like prescription drugs, but it's,
I guess. I mean,
but it's kind of fucked up because it's like people need that shit.
Yeah, people need those jobs too.
Yeah, loot Gucci.
Just stick to Gooch.
We're back at work. How do you feel about that?
I'm not crazy about the Zoom thing. We talked about this. You came by the other day. You were very peppy. You came by yesterday, actually.
I was peppy.
And we were all, yeah, which was exciting for me. I hadn't seen you in a while. We were excited to see each other. And I don't love the Zoom thing. And I know you don't either.
I hate it. Oh, you missed the conversation where we all sort of like let loose on it, and McCarthy.
Oh, yeah?
McCarthy was like, "Okay, interesting." Like, I could see that he was maybe picking up on like that. His staff was maybe like saying like, "Oh, we don't like love this thing," but
Oh, I can't wait to talk to you about that later because I'm curious. Should I bring it up when I come in? An hour?
No, it wasn't like a contentious thing. Is that a word?
Contentious?
What is contentious?
I don't know if contentious is a word. It might be.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
But I think I mean, you can't complain about James McCarthy. He's the greatest boss that's ever lived.
No, he's the king and queen.
But I think everyone was like feeling it you know, like after like now weeks of it, just sitting on in a Zoom all day long in the same room. And like John said, the funniest thing, John Zaluga from the Super Live Adventure podcast, he said it's like imagine sitting in a room and everyone's facing you.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
and then you also have to look at yourself. It's a fucking weird thing.
Yeah. That's funny.
And then I said that thing that you said, which was that like when we would be brainstorming in person in the office, I'd be like staring at my computer. And now that we're brainstorming on a computer, I'm like, I hate being in front of my computer.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like,
it's so funny to me.
doing everything else.
But it makes sense. It's hard. It's tough. And a lot of people are working this way. And I wonder what other jobs are like with it. With ours, it kind of makes sense. But, you know, you also like step on each other's jokes all the time. It's very hard to like be funny and like be creative.
I know. I just, the thing for me is like, I wish it was like more, not to say like it's not structured, but I wish like when it's like, all right, we have 30 minutes to do this thing. You know what I mean? Like, let's do this thing now. Like, okay, great. Instead,
Right,
it's like sort of like lackadaisical. And I, as like an ADD person, it's really hard. I start like cleaning my house. I start like putting stuff around. I like look at my guitar. I'm like thinking of chords. It's like I get so distracted. And I mean, this is like a situation where I basically just have like a giant window that's flooding light into my
beautiful light
apartment, my son's Williamsburg apartment. And that's, so there aren't that many distractions, but even so, I'm just like, wow, looking at pens and shit.
There's some sunlight soaking into my apartment.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not even the side the sun rises on. So there.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Joe.
I know. Pretty soaky. Yeah, I don't know, man. I hope that we figure out a better workflow, but we'll see. It's fine. It's not the worst thing, you know?
No. It's great.
I'm also really funny.
It's amazing. We were like, I can't wait to get back to work. And now we're fucking finding new things to complain.
I know. Got a bridal shower this weekend.
Yeah,
my first one.
What are you thinking about it?
I guess I'm thinking about what to do in my downtime.
Do you think it'll be a super spreader event?
Yeah, we're gonna have a bridal reveal party too. So we're gonna set some fires and stuff, pyrotechnics to reveal who the bride is.
So everybody will get COVID and we'll start a wildfire in Staten Island.
I mean, the numbers in Staten Island are crazy low. Like if they're doing well, xenophobia is winning, you know?
Oh, wow. I'm surprised in Staten Island because I feel like that's a lot of people who are like, there's probably a good amount of people who are like, it doesn't exist. It's a myth.
It's not that, I don't think there's people that are saying it doesn't exist because it's still New York City. There's still some reason, you know?
Yeah.
But they definitely have stopped wearing masks sooner, you know? It's a way different world.
I know. I just wear a mask because I'm told to. I'm just a sheep. But sometimes when I'm walking around with the dog, I'm like, and there's no one around, I'm like, do I need to have this on right now?
I don't wear it if there's no one around. What's the point? I like it's annoying to wear it.
I know. But it's also weird. I'm at a point now, like the other day, it was like early in the morning and I took Granny out to pee and I forgot my mask. And I saw people and I was like, oh my God, everyone can see my face. I was like, not only am I not wearing a mask, it's like I am like, you know?
I think there's got to be a middle ground a little bit. You know, I mean, it's outdoors. You're not spending time speaking to someone face to face.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, I've had interactions with people now 3 different times where I've been up close and personal with them and they haven't worn a mask. 3 people. Like, so the first time was I just got this new car lease. The way I go through with this company, I don't know how they do it. I can't figure out what the scambone is. I asked the guy and I still don't quite have an answer because I got really, really cheap rates on leases. It doesn't make sense. I called the dealership and I was like, can you beat this? And the guy's like, I have no idea how he's doing that. He said to me that's astronomical. And he's like, bro, you need to take that. He was from Bay Ridge. It was Bay Ridge Hyundai.
Funny.
I called. He's like, bro, you got to take that. I don't know how he's doing it. Bro. I was like, all right, Jeremy, I'll do it. And so this guy shows up to drop it off and he's just not wearing a mask. And we're sitting in the car filling out paperwork. And I'm like, all right, guess he's not wearing a mask.
Wow.
And
I would say, can you please put a mask on?
He asked me if he want if he should put it on. I was like, hey, if you're comfortable with it, I'm comfortable with it. That's
Lisa
what
and I
said.
took one Uber, and the guy had his mask here just as we got in, and we were like, "Excuse me, sir, can you pull the mask up?" And he was just like, "Yes, yes." And he was just like, "I just got tested," and he just like started, and we can't drive if we don't get tested once a week, and you're the first people I'm picking up today. And we were like, okay, cool. We were
Yeah.
like, felt so he could like pick up on our energy that we were insane.
I can't live with that. I can't live that way. I can't do it. Like
I know.
being nervous about it. That's just not me.
I just want to see my family, and
I don't have my family all moved, so I guess I have one less thing to worry about there. That's why.
Well, we had that scare where like Lisa had like a positive result and had no symptoms and stuff. So we were like, what the fuck is going on? And are we going to spread it? But everyone seems okay. So
Yeah, then a guy came by to repitch the air conditioner and walked in with no mask. I was like, okay, we're doing that. And then
repitch.
the locksmith came by yesterday. Remember?
This is so unprofessional, by the way.
Wasn't
all these
wearing a mask.
people that you're paying.
I'm not paying them.
All these people that are working should be
That
wearing
was
masks.
surprising. And they're going house to house. It was funny to me.
Oh no, Joey.
Yeah. What?
I know I'm not French kissing you at the bridal shower.
I mean, yeah, no, it's true. I suppose I'm being irresponsible, but I think there's going to be a point where we have to like sort of relax a little bit. And like,
Did you have your mask on?
No,
Why? That would be the inclination, I think.
I didn't have a mask on.
Like, if somebody comes to drop off a delivery, often we'll get it downstairs. But if they do come in, like if Derek lets them in, sends them up, and they're wearing the mask, I'll put on a mask and open the door out of respect.
No, I stay far away. I don't like stay up close to anyone.
Put it on the floor. Get out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I practice, an amount of distancing, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
I could see my neighbor is on the their like patio there. The ones that are always naked.
Are they naked now?
No, she's outdoors on her computer.
This is like an episode of Friends or Seinfeld. Like, there's always a naked neighbor in New York City.
I know.
There was
It really
one in
is.
my old apartment. I'm probably the naked neighbor now.
Well, my windows are just so gigantic that it lets in
Because of the sun, yeah.
sun and nudity.
Right.
Just comes on in and goes out.
Yeah, nudity in a window is a weird thing. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's hard to feel bad about it because, like, in theory, the person that's naked inside, like, probably should have closed the blinds, right?
Another Danny Lane thing in college is, and it's
CN.
so funny that he takes photos of naked people now.
Yeah,
But when
in a
we used to-
professional way. I mean, you're making him sound
Oh, yeah.
like a guy that like doses people in their sleep and like takes
You're
naked
right.
pictures of people. Then
You're right.
clarify the kind of person he is.
Yeah. Anyway, he does nudie shoots and
They're very tasteful. It's not like
very
porn.
tasteful.
Horny.
But it's funny that in college we used to walk around campus like at nighttime, and he'd be like, "Come on, show me some naked. Show me some naked." And he'd like look at the
Oh my God.
windows, kidding, but also like like that, like funny. I'm joking. I'm doing an exaggeration of how I feel.
we used to call it CN, right? Confirmed nudity.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
There is also PPP at AA, which meant
Puff pass at Alice Austin. Alice Austin is a landmark
in Staten Island, where often you
beach.
could go and smoke weed without cops.
Buono
bothering you.
Beach.
That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
I was thinking how like there used to in the summer when we used to play shows all the time, like our bands and stuff. We'd play outdoors constantly. And this would be the time to do that, and we haven't played any outdoor shows.
I was thinking that too. I mean, it's the only kind of outdoor music going on is very like jammy stuff that I've had enough of.
But you're in a jam band.
Yeah, but these are more like we're in a fake jam band, and these are actually jam bands, and also like they're more like brass sectiony and stuff. Like we need kind of a full electric setup, I would think. I mean, I guess we could figure something out, but I haven't even seen. I've only seen those guys like one at a time each, not all at the same time.
I would love to play a show. I can't wait to like play music.
Me too, man.
I really want to do it. This whole thing, I can't. Sounds so like cheesy. I can't wait to play music with a friend.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic.
Oh my
We could have done it
God.
yesterday when you were here.
What?
We could have done it yesterday when you came.
No.
in.
I don't like that.
You want to do it for real?
Not you.
Yeah, I know. I don't
We should have.
count.
We really should have. Actually, that would
We
have
were
been
talking
really
about the
fun.
drums. We were
I
pointing at
know.
all
We
the
were looking
instruments.
at them. I had the
And
sticks.
I was like, it's just
I
great
put the
to jam
piano
with
on.
sometimes. Yeah.
we set it all up, and we were like,
Yeah.
all right, bye.
It's been that long since we jammed. We didn't even think to do it.
Ooh,
Hey, Lisa.
Putting her to bed.
Or putting her in her crate.
Right.
Granny. Imagine Lisa gets in
Put
there
her
and then stays.
She's our guest. So what are you gonna do during the bridal shower? Avoid me, I'm guessing,
No,
based on this new information.
what should we do? Should we jam?
Like, where could we go?
I don't know. My
Just
dream
red
is
room?
like I want like a garage where we could like jam.
Yeah.
Like that's been like my dream situation, because then it's like it's ventilated. Like Carlo, our buddy Mike Carlo, has a garage at his parents' house that we've like had practice there before, and it's just such a classic garage for
It's a good
like
one.
a rocking
Yeah.
out.
It's like
Yeah.
a Pete and Pete garage.
Yeah, yeah. It's clean. It's like clean, but it's like still like scrappy. It's like there's no cars in it. You could put amps everywhere, but there's tools on the wall.
If you had a garage, would
Yeah.
you put a car in it?
I mean, yeah, for sure. Unless it was a situation where,
If you had ample parking and a driveway, would you still put the car in the garage?
well, that's the thing. I think like if I felt like, oh, I could use this garage as like a shed, but with like some amps and stuff and like drum set, I would probably keep it as that. And and then I didn't have like a separate rock room. I would use that as the rock garage, and then I would keep if I had one car, keep the car in the driveway.
Plus, it depends how much sunlight you get in there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sun-soaked.
I'm imagining it's sun soaked.
It's like a
basically
glass.
It's a greenhouse. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. My family, we did not use our garage for cars. We used it for evil. No, we used it for like storage and stuff. And it was always weird to me. Like, I always thought it was weird that people had a car in a garage when I grew up, because I was so used to not having a car in a garage.
Huh.
It was just one of those things. You really are how you're raised, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like prejudiced against cars and garages.
Well, do you remember helping me get my drums out of the basement,
Yeah,
and we'd have to pass through the garage?
yeah.
And like, was I ever like insane? Like, careful with the car, careful with the car.
Probably, yeah.
Because my dad was like, don't scratch the car, which was like a decent Volvo that we had since like
All Volvos
it's
are great.
still around. Yeah, it's a great car, but like it's not even like a model that people would be like, that's the model, but he treated it that way.
Right.
We still have it. My brother uses
That's
it in
why.
Montauk,
And that's why you still have it.
and he complains that my brother like gets wax all over it, and it's disgusting now. It's like got sand in it. It's like it would take one day to like. He actually broke a door. He
How?
did that Chris Farley thing where the door is open and you back up.
No. Oh my God, that's so funny. It's so funny. So what,
yeah.
did he get it fixed?
Yeah, he got it fixed. It looks great. But yeah, anyway, so that was my experience with the car in the garage, was like having to like really be careful, like lifting a bass drum over the car. You know what my brother actually told me was, speaking of the thing that what your parents do is what you do.
Yeah.
He said he was at our parents' house recently, and he needed to get something out of my dad's desk. And he opened a drawer and like two drawers and realized that he had set up his entire desk at his house the same way my dad
Identical?
had everything set up.
No,
Like
without
files.
thinking about it?
Without thinking about it. Files here, like pens and stuff here, checks here, like everything the way that my dad set it up without even thinking about it.
And
Isn't
I
that
think
cool?
I did some dad stuff yesterday when I referred to the meat I got across the street. You like called me out on my body language.
Yeah,
It's
you did. Yeah, it was, what was it again? You were like, you were like,
across the street. I don't
no,
know.
it's about the
forget.
food. You were like big lunch or something.
I don't know. I think
You
I
were
was
like,
talking about just buying the meat across the street.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
But
I did this thing that my dad used to, or my dad does. I married my mom.
I definitely like some of my traits. My mom is always very blunt about things, and I think
yeah.
I get that from her.
Yeah. She hits
And
the
it would
plug.
drive me crazy when she did it to me. She would just say a thing. And now I do it to people, and it drives the world insane.
I know.
And I don't know what to do about it.
Well, I mean, look, I feel this way too. When you start to notice like, oh no, I have like my mom's this and my dad's that, you know? And like, it's most of the time you notice sort of like the negative stuff. You realize like, I mean, there's so many good things about your personality.
No, I'm like
that
a
you get.
close talker like my dad, but I got my mom's penis, you know, like it's that kind of thing.
Yes.
Jody Sellers. Jody Sellers.
Oh, at the Sellers Law Firm and the Cowtails Podcast.
770-415-9848, I think.
It's the Tall Tales Podcast, right?
Yeah, the Tall Tales Podcast. I have this beer koozie right here, 770-415-9848. I don't drink enough beer to use this, and if I do, it's usually, I'm not worried about the temperature.
You could put a seltz in there.
That's true. This is not just a beer koozie. It's just a kooz.
I like a kooz. I'm a kooz hound.
Yeah, no, I mean, who isn't? I think Jody Sellers is a kooz hound himself. I mean, he sent that to us.
Yeah, he sent it.
Jody Sellers is probably the biggest kooz hound I know, because I don't know anyone else that's made a kooz like that. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Sellers Law Firm.
Yeah.
T-shirts. Available at sellerslawfirm.net.
He's such a caring and understanding sponsor, and I think he would be a caring and understanding lawyer as well. I mean, I know he would be.
Oh, 100%.
With a voice like his. And
yeah.
I sent an email just sort of saying like, hey, we've been like chugging along. Like it's just been hard for us with this new workflow. I don't know how. I mean, we're working from home, but it actually has gotten more difficult to organize time because you don't have. When you were working in the office, we can just stick around for an extra hour and before we go home. It's so much easier to do that. You're almost on call 24/7 now.
I know.
It's weird. So it's been harder, and Jody was very understanding because I do feel bad, we have a sponsor and we're not putting out episodes frequently. I feel like, we should do better. And he's very understanding about it. All he asked us to do was to get Jody Sellers' law firm hat in the background of Jokers this season. So if you're going to set, maybe you could do it.
Yeah, we should be careful because he'll sue our pants off.
Did you just take those off?
I did. It was too hot. I took my pants off. There was a moment where I thought it was very obvious, but only the diehards will catch it.
Based on my internal clock, which is very on point, this espresso machine is going to make some noise very soon.
Why?
Because it's got an energy saver feature and it turns off when it's not in use.
And that makes noise?
Yeah,
it seems like it would sort of use energy to do it.
It rinses out the hot water that's inside.
It douches?
Yeah, it douches itself.
Wow.
I love this thing. I sent an email to so I got this espresso machine from the bridal party shower registry thing.
For you. So for you got an espresso machine.
Now Allie's
on Allie's dime.
No, this is about building trust in a relationship because now she's in love with it. We stopped using the coffee machine entirely. We just use the espresso machine.
Okay.
And I sent an email to the company, Jura. I sent them an email. I registered the device. You ever register something?
Yes, I do. I do that with
every time?
instruments and like I have like the MIDI keyboard and I did it and there's no benefit to it. They were like, thanks. I was like, do you tell me what the
I don't get it either. I guess it's if you want a warranty, you can say like this is the date that the warranty starts, I think. But I don't know. So I left an email just like, how do I clean this one part? And they called me yesterday. Hey, is this Joe? And they like walked me through it on the phone.
Were they wearing a mask?
Yeah, on the phone. Yeah.
Wow.
These guys take it seriously. This isn't like a locksmith.
That's legit.
You heard me talking to the locksmith or about the locksmith yesterday?
No.
Because in Vegas, we learned, I forget exactly how. So Luca brought it up. I forget who we were talking to, but locksmiths have like crazy stories apparently. If you ever meet a locksmith, ask them to tell you some of their stories.
I can imagine.
Because all they do is walk into people's homes.
Yeah, but so do like Verizon guys.
But like they have the key.
Oh, okay.
They come in, they just come in and in Vegas, I guess it's a little crazier. They walk into a lot of dead bodies because I think, people like die in our hotel rooms. And so I asked this guy without the mask any crazy stories. He was very excited to talk about it.
Well, the thing that's the craziest for me with a locksmith is all you need is the tools, a little know-how, and a phone number.
And a certificate, probably. I think you need to get approved by the city to be a locksmith. I don't think anyone can be a locksmith.
I think anyone can be a locksmith.
No, you have to be registered. There's no way.
I mean, look, if I'm like an under the radar locksmith, you know what I mean? Like half price, I would be killing it.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. It's
You
all
mean
cash.
like a Craigslist locksmith?
Yeah.
Craig Smith?
A Craig Smith locks list.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think that that's legal. If we had some kind of intern or producer, we'd ask them to check it out. But instead, we have listeners probably screaming at home.
Granny,
I know the answer to this.
Granny, can you look it up?
There it is. Do you hear it?
Yep. Okay. It's legal. Well, I guess we could ask Jody to look it up. I mean, no, he's busy. But
You can call him up right now. I mean, these are actually his office hours.
oh yeah. I don't. How do you do it with this?
I don't know. We should figure that out.
We'll have the producer do it.
Yeah. In any
But
case,
yeah, I don't know. Locksmith it's an interesting job because look, all right. So let's add.
ever called one?
Let's add the certificate, right? Like how
Okay.
that's probably just takes like paperwork and like time to get it.
Look, speaking of registering espresso machine, you got to register as a locksmith. That's all.
Sure, and that's fine. I'm just saying that if it's such an easy industry, in my opinion, to get into. Like if you need a job, just become a locksmith.
You know what? Can I say something?
Yeah.
This whole time I've been wearing these headphones, and your audio has been coming out of the computer speaker. Is that gonna be a problem for you?
Nope, it doesn't. It doesn't sound like it.
Can I just fix that? Let me fix this.
So you've had the headphones on the entire time,
For no reason.
and you
Why
didn't
is it-
notice that?
I don't know. I didn't really track it.
I honestly haven't. It hasn't sounded funky, at all. This is fun.
Or butt loving.
Pulling the curtain back right now. Can you
So
believe
weird.
it, folks?
It's not working. All right, if it's
Leave
not
it.
an issue, I'll leave
It's
it.
fine. Yeah. But keep the headphones on, please.
Maybe I can just put them in the computer. Can you hear me?
Yeah. But yeah, wait, go on. I do want to continue with this because I'm just realizing now that it's a good job. So like I one time got locked out of our old apartment, and the guy like was like, oh yeah, this is like an unfixable lock. You basically need new locks. And he drilled a hole into it with like a drill at like 2 a.m. in the morning. We had just gotten back from a flight, which I felt bad for neighbors. He drilled a hole into the thing and like took off the whole lock. And that's what he did. I was like, anybody with the drill can do that. If it wasn't 2 a.m., I would have called Dan Jost. He'd come over there in a sec, drill the shit out of my door.
What they say is locks are to keep honest people out. That's what they say. If anyone can get into anything. But a lock is to keep someone from being like someone like you or me who would like be afraid to get caught or something. I don't know, like whatever. It's kind of, I don't think it's to be taken literal, like to keep honest people out. But the idea is that like anyone could break into anything. And it's really just a very simple preventative measure. You know?
Yeah, that's really fascinating, huh?
There's a guy called the lock picking lawyer. It might be Jody because he's anonymous. I don't know. It probably is Jody Sellers. I'm going to go on record say that the lock picking lawyer is Jody Sellers. And he has a very popular YouTube series where he just picks every lock, like bike locks, master locks, all that stuff, and shows you how easy it is. And basically, if you're in the market for a lock, you go to that channel and try and pick the ones that he approves of that are a little harder to get into.
Mm-hmm.
But he's never had a problem.
That's cool. I don't need the hassle of being arrested.
Right. That's why locks exist. To keep people like you.
No. Here's the thing. Locks or no locks. Let's say like I know that there's this house that's like upstate that like, the people aren't going to be there. And I'm like, I'm just going to go to the house. Whether there's locks or no locks, I'm not going to go. Cause I'm like, is there an alarm system? Is there a camera? Either way, like if a neighbor sees and I have to get arrested, I don't have time for that. I'm a busy guy.
Me and my friend, I won't say his name. You know exactly who it is.
Danny Lane.
No. I won't say his name though, just because I don't want him to get in trouble for this.
I know what you're talking about already. I honestly do.
We were smoking in his backyard, and his parents live across the street, and we were like, "Want to sneak in the backyard, just to like do?" It's like kind of like a silly thing to do.
That's so fun.
And so like late at night, we like snuck in the backyard, and he chickened out at the last minute. I was like all the way in. He was like, "No, I can't do it." There was like no risk. It was just a funny. It's like a funny, like you can't really lose. I think, you know.
I know, that's a great one, especially because it's like you get the feeling of I'm in someone else's backyard, but it's people who wouldn't really get mad. They'd be freaked out for a second, but they wouldn't be like mad at you because they'd be like, oh, and you could explain it.
We both realized later it was an extreme white privilege moment for us. Like,
Yeah.
Like, you know, like only.
Well, no, I mean,
in a way, I mean, late at night
I guess.
for fun, sneaking into a backyard. Like, I think we can, you know, that's kind of a privileged thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really specific situation that I don't know.
It is, but there it is. You know, even those things.
Sure. I'll give it to you.
You don't think that was a form of privilege?
I guess
have that
it is.
kind of
I mean,
goofy fun, to have that kind of whimsy in your
sure.
life?
Like it's, yeah, I mean, like even just being able to live in a house across
It's actually the only time I've ever experienced white privilege.
Okay. Wow. Came full circle of my dad. I was in my parents' backyard, and we brought the dog up like on like my parents' like grass like yard, and the sprinkler went off because it's a sprinkler.
Oh, I know that sprinkler very well.
And my dad said, "Oh, somebody get Joe and Bergio over here."
Somebody get me over there because the sprinkler went off. That's so funny. Get that boy wet in my backyard.
So yeah, for my birthday a couple of years ago, we all like hung out at my parents' house. This is recent because we couldn't go to this.
It's like 2 years ago.
And we discovered that the sprinkler, like, because my dad has it so that deer don't like eat the flowers and whatever, like basil and shit that he's growing. And there's cats, like, and if something comes, it just the sprinkler goes and like shoots like everything. It's like a sensor.
Sprays them with water, yeah.
But we were like testing if you could get across, like if you move really slow, and it would always happen where the sprinkler would just like would get to a point it was sort of like, and it just hit you.
It's so instant.
And Pat did it, but you didn't. Like you kept trying, and it kept hitting you. It was so funny. But like Pat is like
that way.
a god to us.
He used to do that. Actually, when he was a kid, he used to like spy like in backyards.
Yes.
He would like dress in black and do like spy. Pretend he was like James
loved
Bond,
007, right?
Yeah.
Telefox 707.
That's right. That was his old screen name. And
so
so yeah, I remember that. I feel like I remember being like in my mind being like, everyone should be acting wacky. It's Casey's birthday. Let me do it. Like that was my thought process. Sorry.
Yeah, it was fun. No,
I'm also the only person that took a picture of you on your birthday that year. It's you holding a wiener and Lisa's behind you. And you're wearing that hat. I know the picture because it's the only one that exists from that.
Conco was there too, right?
Yeah,
I
maybe.
think so. Yeah, that's funny. It's always nice when someone takes a picture. You're a person who doesn't take a lot of pictures.
I don't. I do and I don't. I do and I don't. I do have like a lot of pictures on my phone. I know enough to know that like when a situation is special, let me take a couple shots. But I'm not always taking pictures. You know, I kind of save them for important things. Like me.
I always try to bring a camera to events, and I often don't take photos, but I'll bring like a dedicated camera to remind me.
Yeah, that's just bulky. But you did teach me about bulk. I'm gonna try this new method of not carrying my car keys around everywhere. In an urban environment, it makes sense. You're not always using the car. There are situations where I'm walking home from somewhere and I'm like, let me pop in the car, and I can do that because I have the keys on me. But that's kind of rare.
You know, every summer for a while, it would get to a point where it would be like shorts again. And I'd be like, oh, I have so much stuff to like put in my pockets. And so then I decided like all year round, I should like limit what I have.
Yeah.
You know? So I would basically, so I have like in my left pocket, I go phone only. Right pocket, I'll do wallet, which is really small now. It's like just a money clip. And I don't even carry cash anymore because I don't even use cash anywhere. There's one restaurant that we need cash, and I pull from an envelope.
A lot of wireless on your phone too, so you don't even really need your wallet necessarily.
Right.
Maybe the Metro card or whatever.
No, definitely not a Metro card right now. But it's probably good to have a credit card just in case. And then keys in that, and my keys are really limited to like exactly what I need, and chapstick. But not obviously.
I love that the chapstick is an essential. I never use chapstick, and my lips are wet as fuck.
I know, I'm jealous. I have to I'm addicted to it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like my lips need it because I use it.
Right. I think it's one of those things.
It's like a snake eating a sword.
It's like coffee.
on both sides.
Speaking of snakes, that was what I want to say to the listeners. I know you know
Jody
this.
Sellers. What?
No, I know you know this because I said it yesterday, but that was the locksmith's big story. He said he's walked in on a lot of naked people, like apparently frequently, and no dead people. He's like, thank God, no dead people. Thank God. I'm like, all right.
God.
And he said last week he was changing an emergency bulb in a hallway, and when he opened it up, a snake had wrapped itself around. He called them hot legs, I think. I forget if that was the name of it. They're like conductive elements in your wall. It's what gives you electricity. Snake wrapped itself around it to find heat and ended up frying itself. And he showed me pictures of it. It was like a big ass snake in Brooklyn.
Wow.
Like a thick, you know what I mean? Like a thick
With
snake.
2 C's.
2 C's, yeah.
Wow.
So I don't
That's
know. There could be
crazy.
snakes anywhere now that.
Yeah.
Now that you
Somebody
mention it.
sent me a thing of like, there's this thing that you put in your toilet that to avoid rats and snakes coming up your toilet. And then it was Conco. And he was like, now I have to get this for all of my toilets. That the fact that
What is it?
could possibly.
A net?
I don't know.
mesh?
Definitely not a net, because how does the poop you go through?
I mean, what's a rat gonna do? You think it's gonna eat your ass out if it comes up and you're pooping?
It would probably eat your ass out.
That's a concern, huh?
I
You think the rat
assume.
would? I mean,
Just like start eating your ass.
I'm not often sitting there not pooping, like
Oh,
poop's
yeah,
coming out. So I feel like the rat would know enough to not eat my ass out.
I know this sounds crazy, but I actually have to poop now.
Because we're talking about rats, or because we're talking
No,
about?
I was starting to think of it because the coffee. It's morning. It's a morning pod. Could we take a 5?
Sure. Enjoy.
I'll be right back.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Was your poop really big?
I think it was normal size.
Did the rat come out?
The
Did you
rat
get your ass
came
eat
out.
out by
The
a
rat
rat?
came out of my butt. I did think about that because I was like,
I feel like you'd hear it splashing around. I don't know. I'm not concerned about this
yeah,
rat
I think
thing.
and also it'd be covered in my shit, so I'm already winning.
Yeah, in fact, it's almost like less gross to touch because it's your shit, not like
Right.
whatever other shit it's covered in. So it's almost like a protective layer over the rat to
Mhm.
protect you from the diseases, you know?
A big Joe Ambrosio question recently was,
From me, I asked this question.
yes,
What
would
is
you
it?
rather step in
Oh, yeah.
shit with a shoe or with bare feet?
And you said bare feet, right?
I did say bare feet.
Which I was so pleasantly surprised about because I also said bare feet.
I
So-
just think that, especially with sneakers, it really gets into the little nooks and crannies, and it's like so annoying. And I'm not one to like throw out shoes, and I don't want to clean the shoes. And if I step in it with like, if it's a situation where I am barefoot to begin with, I'm probably in an outdoor environment. Obviously, it's also dog shit, so I'm outdoors. I think I could probably find a hose to get the majority off, and then really wash my feet after.
Yeah, or like run into your dad's sprinkler and just stick your foot out, you know?
Exactly.
I think, have we ever done a poll on the JB Squadcast Twitter?
I don't think so.
This
should.
maybe is our first poll because I'm curious what our several listeners will think about this.
Let's do it.
So I'll put when you put the episode out, I'll put up a poll, and we'll
Yeah.
see how people feel if they're on the right side of history, I guess.
It's amazing that we live in this kind of future where we could do something like this.
We can ask these kinds of hard-hitting questions.
I agree.
No, but I had the same exact reasons for you. And even though I live in an apartment, I still think I could hop along barefoot and not get shit on the floor.
Yeah.
So I'm confident in that ability. I'm very, I can balance myself at the very least,
I like these kinds of questions.
Yeah.
They're very your ex-girlfriend kind of questions.
You think?
Yeah, I remember she'd always, they would always be those internet things where you like answer all the questions.
She used to fill out a lot of those forms. I mean, but we were young. I think a lot of people did. I don't think she's filling out like,
Oh yeah. Not,
Like,
I mean, actually, she probably
MySpace, My Live Journal, like questionnaires.
Okay, ready? This or that questions. Ready, Joe?
You just ask them. Okay,
Rapid fire.
but they
Ready?
have to be real. I like the shoe one because that's real. But okay,
I know, but I just looked this up, so just go with it for now, and we'll find the better ones. This is this or that. Ready?
I'm ready.
Dog or cat?
Cat.
Netflix or YouTube?
YouTube.
Phone call or text?
Phone call.
Should you have like a reasoning or just leave it at?
I don't know. I could. You can ask me
Just
afterwards.
like a one. It's fine. No. All right, cardio or weights?
Weights.
Facebook or Twitter?
Fuck. I hate them both. I don't know. Twitter, I guess.
Ice cream cone or snow cone?
Ice cream cone.
I mean, of course. Are you kidding me? Who's the psycho who's going snow cone?
I don't know. I thought I gave it a fair shake.
While walking, music or podcast?
Music.
Oh, I love it. iOS or Android?
Android.
Really?
That's a weird question because you answer with what you have.
No, well, no, not necessarily. Like, which one do you think? Which one's better?
I like Android better. I prefer it. I think different.
I think different is the Apple
Used to
slogan.
be. They can't say that anymore.
Pop or indie?
Popper? I'll do a popper.
No, pop or
Indie what? Indie ass?
I guess. Oh my god. Cake or pie?
By the way, indie. Pie.
Swimming or sunbathing? Oh my god, those are not even related. I guess they are. You go to the beach.
Swimming?
What do? Do you go to the beach to
If
swim?
I'm in the beach, I'm neither swimming nor sunbathing. I'm under an umbrella waiting to go home.
Yeah.
So
But you probably like going in the water if you can.
if I had to pick one, water, yeah.
Wow. High tech or low tech?
Low tech.
This says the guy with like the color changing lights.
Yeah. Well, that's the most high tech thing I have in here.
New clothes or new phone?
New clothes.
Of course. Rich friend or loyal friend?
Rich friend. No. Loyal
Right?
friend. Of
That's
course.
crazy. Oh, this is going for you. Football or basketball?
Football.
Wow. We did a basketball league at one point with Jake
me.
and Jay and McCarthy.
I came to watch and I bought a base.
And you didn't do it.
No, I came to watch. I can't play basketball. Why would I do that? I would make you guys angry. And I ended up spectating, and there was a guy, he sold me a bass guitar for $40 at the place, the one and only time I went. So I guess I do prefer basketball.
That's so funny. All right. This is funny. Nice car or nice home interior?
Nice home interior.
Yeah, you want it sun soaked.
Yeah. Cars
right.
come and go.
These are good, but I mean, there's not.
I'm glad they're realistic at least, and they tell you a little something about me.
Yeah.
I think we're probably gonna wrap it up in a sec, right?
Yeah, of course. I would like to find another hypothetical, scenario.
But while you're looking, I think
Yeah.
we've been debating changing Marco Polo
Mhm.
because they have these premium features now that really suck. They're very annoying.
Oh yeah.
And
Are we
I
going to make the
think-
switch?
I think we might ask our Marco Poloers, our podophiles in there, if they want to switch, because you can
And
do
if
a
they
lot of the
can,
same
they
things.
all also. I'm not sure if it's like region locked or something. So because we have people from,
interesting.
like
I don't know why it would be, but we could check. And
All
you
over.
could still send videos, and I think we would have to make it like Scout's honor to send videos because text is not the same.
I know. I saw you could limit features. I could have
Okay.
it so it's just video or it's a whole thing. We could figure it out.
That's
But
pretty cool.
everyone's in the Polo's good.
Yeah,
We'll see what they say.
Well, the Polo or the secret group exists. You can still join it. It's $50 for a lifetime membership, and we'll cart you around with us for the rest of our lives. I think that's
so.
that's our albatross to carry.
Okay, I got some, Joe.
Okay.
This is right up your alley. Alley Lombardi. If extra lives were a thing in the real world, how would you get them?
How would you get them? So, like, would you get them through points? Would you get them through?
Just finding them? Treasure
Finding
chests
them?
around? Is there something?
I like finding them. I like the idea of like searching for an extra life, but that feels like that would be very competitive. You'd be like fighting against people to get these extra lives.
But everybody's in their phones and stuff. It's like, I think it would be like almost like a Pokemon Go situation where it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's always, they're always around, but you have to kind of find it. And so it would be like, all right. So like one would be like inside of a tree and you have to like climb that tree and get it.
If we really can do anything though, like based on my skill set, I wish it was just like playing bass guitar in front of people and like playing a sick concert. That would be cool.
I guess if it's an extra life, like, you know, what's funny is like in a video game, you're like extra life, great. But in the reality, an extra life,
What does that mean?
you can
People go around
die
dying and then
you could come back.
yeah.
That's what I mean. It's like when you think about that as like in reality, it's fucking crazy.
It would be a game changer.
Literally
Yeah.
changes your whole game. So that's why I'm saying like these, you know what I mean? Like if you're like to be able to be like, have like, I have 2 extra lives, people would be like, holy fucking shit.
Right.
So it would need to be something that like is a little bit more respected, or you have to, it's
Or
like
is it
a
just
risk.
a total freebie and people are just jumping out of planes all the time?
But that's what I mean. Like if something's just off of a, like 10 feet off of a tall building, right? You could jump and get it.
Wow,
but
that's
you'll
a
lose,
fucked up one.
You'll lose a life, right?
Yeah. Are we picturing green mushrooms? What
Yeah,
does
I'm
the extra
picturing.
life look
I was
like?
picturing like a 1-up, like a gold 1-up that like kind of floats like this, like kind of pixelated.
Maybe it's like a rat in the toilet. You know?
That's actually a good one.
You have to
sucks.
you have to like
touch it.
You have
touch
to
your own
like
shit and
sit on the
rat
toilet
shit.
until a rat goes up
You
your
have to
ass.
kill
and
it with your mouth.
Yeah. That's
Would
another
you
one.
kill a rat with your mouth for an
extra life?
extra life?
Yeah. I mean, I guess
100%.
I think you would. Yeah. We already kill
my
animals
God.
for life.
So all right, hold on. So I'm thinking like, all right, so it's a tall building, and
Yeah.
there's
Not the tallest building. This is a pretty tall building.
and it's 10 feet off of that building. So if if you ran, you could get it. It's a risk, and then you'd fall and you'd lose a life. Or you have to hack
touch it with your body, or do you have to?
You have to touch it with your hand or body. But
So you want to be naked and you just want to jump out 10 feet. I think you practice it a long time.
No. I would get like I'd see it and go, oh fuck, and I would
You
get
could
like
also
a
wear a
parachute.
parachute.
Exactly.
Jinx.
Or I don't know. It's just you can't. It's the same idea. You can't. Or
I
like
mean,
one of those like a paraglider, or like Mission Impossible, like rope that I jump and then I hit it and I hit against the wall.
Yeah, so I guess it actually is very easy to get this one up.
Well, you just have to think it through. Like you have to. It's like a
Yeah, but
a
if the
little
whole
puzzle.
world's going for this one up, then someone's thinking of that.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know if the whole world is. It's like, you know what I mean? It's spotted by different people at different times. And that person's not going to be like, hey, there's a 1-up here, everyone. It's going to be like, fuck, there's my 1-up. I don't want to tell anyone.
Mhm.
So it might be a few people, but,
Mhm.
and someone might go, oh, my grandma really needs that. Or like, I don't know when
My
you
grandma really needs it.
because that's interesting too. You
Does it
keep your whole
rejuvenate your
life.
skin?
No, but like it's funny if like you die of old age and you come back and then just die again.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's got to be a catch there.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. That's a good one. That was a good question. Really
Oh.
good question.
We'll put up the poll and we'll talk about a new Telegram account. And
This is weird. If you could design a planet, what would your perfect planet look like? Definitely needs rings.
That's not a this or that.
Definitely. No, neither was the last one.
Okay, you're right.
Definitely needs rings. If I'm making a planet and it doesn't have rings, you're crazy. That's the coolest planet.
Yes, I want rings.
Gotta have rings.
I want
Like
rings.
Saturn.
Mm-hmm. And
I think it would look like
I
Saturn.
think we deserve 2 moons.
I think it's got like that purple haze around it. So it's like purple all around. But like once you go past that purple cloud,
Which means purple water, which I'm on board for.
that's fun. You go past that purple cloud and you got purple water and shit. But, there's still green and there's, it's like lush. You're seeing greens. I think grass would be fun if it was blue.
Kentucky blue.
What's that?
It's
Is it
bluegrass.
like a royal blue or something?
Bluegrass. The music.
Oh, okay.
And it's also a
Kentucky
type of
bluegrass.
it's a brand of grass.
But is there a color associated with that? Like Carolina blue is like.
I think it's a type of green.
Oh, okay.
Carolina blue is the Michael Jordan blue.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. See, I know
Very
that.
nice.
About, I
Really.
guess I know more about basketball than I do about.
But why
football.
is that
You
the
can get a
blue?
bass guitar at a basketball game, and blue isn't from North Carolina.
What else? Would you have any animals on it? I would try to go like no mosquitoes.
Yeah, you can't. If the ecosystem requires it, what can you do?
Requires it. I'm making the rules here.
Good luck.
This is Roller Coaster Tycoon Planet edition.
It's just a lot. It's a lot to juggle. I don't know. I don't know the first thing about what goes into a planet, so I'm not sure about what I need to be like looking out for.
Okay, last one. Would you want to permanently feel zero pain if given the chance?
No.
No, because that seems like I feel like you could still like get burnt. But
People
you just
have
wouldn't
that.
feel it.
People
Yeah,
have that genetic mutation, and it sucks. They're all fucked up.
right. Because
Their
it
bodies
seems
are
like
scarred.
you're stepping on nails and not
You would
feeling
never
it.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's bad. You need pain.
Yeah.
Isn't that fucked up?
Yeah.
And sometimes if you let the divine source into your life, he'll show you pain.
There's words to live by. There's
See
words
you
to
in a
go out
couple of
on.
minutes, Joe.
Okay.
In our work Zoom all day.
God, I'm gonna go stretch. I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.